58-0, 44 knockouts. And this fight, one of their O's will have to go. Ennis versus Xander Zayas. A massive fight at 154 pounds. Ennis obviously coming up in weight to face this in this fight. A real challenge for both fighters in this fight. Real challenge to get up to that pedestal of being firstly a contender in the pound for pound, top pound for pound conversation that Ennis is already in, and also a chance to become a real superstar. An incredible fight being made, and let's get straight into a breakdown and a prediction. So firstly, let's go through. So Ennis obviously coming in with a 35-0 record. Xander Zayas coming through with 23-0, 15 knockouts in those, and Ennis having 89% KO rate in them fights of the 35 fights he's had. That's an incredible stat. I mean, that's one of the best KO rates we have currently in any division we've seen with any fighter, and especially when he's had 35 fights and he's won every single one, he's still getting that KO rate. He's not looking to coast, he's looking to get people out, get people hurt, get people out of there. Incredible fighter. A fighter people want to watch, because that is the key. You know, you don't want to see someone go to the judges all the time, you know, beat someone over 12 rounds clearly with a jab, with a good counter movement. You want to see people get knockdowns, get people out of there, and that's exactly what Ennis does. And he does it in a style which is also just beautiful boxing. He counters, he gets round, he throws shots, and when he knows he's got you hurt, he will throw and go for it, which is exactly what the fans want. It's a fan-friendly style from Ennis. Then you've got Xander Zayas, who's obviously already at the high weight class of 154. Probably not the bigger guy in the sense of height and reach, but what he is he's fought at that weight, he's comfortable at that weight. He's obviously got a great record at that weight, and that's the key. I think Ennis will be looking to, you know, cut less weight, and he's the bigger fighter at 147, or where he has fought in the lower weight classes before. But now he's going to be in there with a guy who will be the bigger fighter, will be the guy who's more comfortable with that weight, and likely in fight night will be a stronger fighter than Ennis is. Which, look, Ennis, I don't believe has really fought in his career yet. Looking at the fighters he's fought, he's always had that sort of strength advantage. He's always had the size advantage, which he definitely will not have in this fight coming up. Look, both have great footwork. Both have incredible shot selection. You know, I would say Ennis probably has the better accuracy. I mean, especially in his last fight when he was trying to get the KO, hitting him pinpoint on the chin with hooks as he was throwing, you know, many shots off. The accuracy normally goes out the window, but clearly with Ennis, not at all. Pinpoint accuracy got him the win there in the first round. Both want to be in the pocket, and that's key. You know, stronger fighter in Xander Zayas will likely be able to push Ennis a bit, get out of there easier than probably Ennis's other fighters, opponents have done before. You know, that's the key thing, where they're both going to be going in the pocket. They're both fighting in the pocket in most of their fights. Look, that could favour a stronger fighter in. Look, Ennis may be able to throw and may get Xander Zayas damaged in some way. Key thing is, though, is that Xander Zayas can then push off, get him off him, get back to range and get back to safety for a little bit, and then look to restart the pocket exchange, reset as and when you need to. That's going to be key for Xander Zayas to get anything out of this fight, I believe. Xander Zayas, though, look, if I go through both fighters, Ennis, yes, he can throw, and I think if he didn't get people out of there as he does, that could be a problem. He throws heavy, he throws hard, and he gets people hurt, he goes to the finish, and if he didn't, you know, and we haven't seen it, and that's the point, but if he didn't get that finish, how much does that take out of him? That's the only point, and we've never seen a fighter be able to take it currently. But now heading up to a higher weight class, that power, in some respect, will be diminished now. It will be less prominent. I mean, currently, he's knocking people out at 89% KO rate, so the fact that's went down slightly, or the power to knock people out is slightly reduced, I don't think will be a problem, because that reduction is still going to make him in the top, very high up percentage of KO fighters in any division, let alone in at 154. I think, look, experience is going to come into this 100%. Ennis has done this over an incredible 35 wins, 0 losses, incredible amount of fights. Xander Zayas got 23. Obviously, that's very good, especially for him being 23. I believe he's 23 years old. Ennis is 28, so he's got 5 years on him then. But to get at this sort of level, to get 12 fights in over 5 years, yeah, it can be done. And I think Xander Zayas could get that over the line, 100%. I think he could get to at Ennis's age, he could get to a higher level, a higher number of fights than Ennis has. But this is a true test. I think Xander Zayas is coming into a fight where he's the more junior. He's got a lot of wins, but less experience for sure. And I think it's probably a step too far. It's a step too far going straight in against Ennis here. I think his previous fighters he's faced, especially in his last fight, didn't look electric, 100%, didn't look electric, didn't look amazing. And that's going to be a problem. You need to have that confidence going in the ring against Ennis. I 100%, I don't have a way to say that, look, he's gonna beat him. I mean, I think that's for most fighters that I've seen that Ennis could fight. There is not many currently fighting who I think have got a chance against Ennis at this moment. That could change, and that will change over time, But currently, I think Ennis is just so good. He's got such fast hands, gets that punch off, gets the finishes, and the rate he gets them is just beyond what you could ever expect from a fighter at professional level. And especially at these weight classes, 100%. Xander Zayas, look, he's not getting them KOs, he's not getting the finishes. He's getting caught, I would say, with some shots that Ennis will be looking at tape on and go, look, I've got you there. And that is a straight hand. That is a straight, backhand. And he gets caught. He gets caught. And especially in the last fight where, look, from Xander Zayas' last fight, this is a massive jump. And Ennis, I think from Ennis' last fight, it's a jump. Xander Zayas, though, I think this is just a jump too far to get up to Ennis. And especially after that last fight, getting caught with the straight. Yes, you won, but it wasn't convincing at all, to be honest. And I think Ennis fancies it. I think he fancies them openings. I think how it happens is that straight goes through, gets a knockdown on Xander Zayas, and then that will be the start of the end for this fight. I think that, look, Ennis gets a knockdown, and it's probably getting into the mid to late rounds, 100%, because Xander Zayas isn't a nobody in there. He's a great fighter, 100% a great fighter, and I want to reiterate that in this video is that, look, he's great. I just think Ennis is an all-time, and will go down as one of the all-time greats, 100% at this level. So, look, he's going to need to start getting bigger names on his CV. Ennis is 100% to go down in that sort of conversation, because for a casual audience, I think this fight isn't really being talked about as much as it probably should be. But look, I think Xander Zayas has success early, but he's going into fifth gear. You can see Ennis is sort of, okay, yep, you can have the round sort of thing, knowing Xander Zayas is just going way too fast, way too quick to survive 12, to try and keep up with sort of Ennis in second gear. And that's when Ennis goes, yep, sure, you can have this round. Then when he starts slowing down, he starts seeing more openings, and this exactly what happened in Xander Zayas' last fight. The opening straight hand caught him, it didn't knock him down or anything of the sort. But look, that's going to be an opening that Ennis, I think, will try and exploit. That straight hand down the middle. I think it allows more openings for the straight around 6 to 8 rounds. in between there. And I think as soon as that happens, within the round or the next round, the knockout is done and Ennis wins. I don't think Ennis is going to allow Xander Zayas to stay in there for any more than that. I think the straight hand will get him down enough, still be wobbled. And look, my only thing is either the round he goes down in or the round after, because if it's close to the end of the round type thing, that's the only reason to get out that round. 100% Ennis is going to go full KO mode on him, and he will get the KO 100%. That KO rate is, yes, he's stepping up, but it's way too high to believe that it will just diminish so massively that Xander Zayas won't get knocked out in this fight. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Obviously, a massive fight, which I don't think the casual audience of boxing fans are really talking about. It's really this is where Ennis needs to get them after this fight. If he does win, or Xander Zayas, even if he wins, they need to start pushing, getting big names. They need to start trying to get them names, and maybe they have to go up different weight classes or whatever. But look, Ennis at 35, even Xander Zayas at 23-0, they need to be getting out there, their name into that audience of casual fan that will buy a pay-per-view just for your name. It's sort of like Terence Crawford, Canelo, them type of, because you can have a 35-0 record, but you need to start pushing out into getting bigger and bigger fights and getting your name out there to the mass audience. Because if you've got all this skill, you want to be considered by everyone that you're one of the best of all time, not just the real hardcore boxing fans. And especially for Ennis, I think Ennis wins this and he goes on and he's considered by boxing fans. But I do worry that if he doesn't start getting these big names on his record, that is all it will be. It'll be hardcore boxing fans putting him in at top levels of all-time greats, and every casual fan doesn't know his name, or is very, it's very bigger names in them weight classes of old, or in the future will outshine him, even though his body of work has been amazingly greater than theirs ever has been. So I think this hopefully will be a stepping platform by him. And look, not saying Eddie Hearn doesn't know what he's doing. He clearly does. This is definitely, I hope, Eddie Hearn's. This is a massive fight. Going to sell out a stadium as the headliner. You've got 36-0, say, after this, Ennis. Right, we need that big name, and we're going to call out a big name at the end of this fight. So let's see what happens. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.